Tobe Davis here with another Agave Spirit Sip-oseum. 400 Conejos Mezcal from Oaxaca, Mexico. Fourth Rabbit Mezcal from the Little Karoo Desert region of South Africa. So the question is, what's up with all the rabbits, dude? The association between agave spirits and rabbits goes back many moons. The Aztecs have a legend of a hunter who was having very little luck on the game trails till he came upon a field of wild agaves. And he noticed that beneath each of the agaves, there was a rabbit stoned out of its head from the agave sap that it had just ingested. He figured, easy victuals. So he scoops up all the bunnies, goes back to his hut, and he's in the process of getting his cook stove going, when all of a sudden the rabbits revive and bing, bang, boom, pandemonium. The rabbits all escaped, but the hunter realized that there must be some mystical power in the sap of these agave plants, and that's where pulque was created. Pulque is the fermented agave sap that the Aztecs used to drink in their ceremonies and rituals, and which colonial Spanish then distilled into what's now mezcal, tequila, raicilla, and any other agave spirit. Another Aztec myth concerning rabbits and agave is the goddess Mahuel. And Mahuel was the Aztec goddess of fertility and the agave plant. Two schools of thought as to what Mahuel might have looked like. The first, archaeologists and historians who are going by the depictions of the goddess in Aztec temples and in murals, and they always depict Mahuel as being a short, squat deity with a face that's sort of an amalgam between Barney Rubble of the Flintstones and Chief Whoopie Doopie of the Go-Go Gophers. The second school of thought comes from the art community, where artists use artistic license to depict what their mind's eye believe the goddess may have looked like. And to them, Mahuel had a face that was, say, half Sophia Loren, half Penelope Cruz, and half Selma Hayek. And before I get any comments about my shoddy math abilities, just remember, we're talking Aztec deities here, so 3 halves is definitely doable. Apart from having a face that could launch 10,000 ships, Mahuel was also rumored to possess anywhere between 400 and 1,000 fully formed adult human female breasts, each of them filled to the areola with the finest pulque pre-Columbian Mesoamericans could conceive of. This is the reason Mahuel is my very favorite mythological being, bar none. Sorry, Odin. Nice try, Zeus. Anubis, nice jackal head, but come on. I mean, it's Mahuel here. She had me at Penelope Cruz anyway, and be that as it may. Being a fertility goddess, Mahuel was no slouch in the offspring department either. She was the matriarch of the 400 Conejos. And the 400 Conejos were 400 rabbit offspring of Mahuel, each of them being a slight variation on the killer rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. They all had their own personalities. There was loquacious rabbit, lugubrious rabbit, jocular rabbit, jovial rabbit, winged rabbit, whose name was actually, oh geez, yes, it has fallen to this. His name was Kohonsingtal, the winged rabbit. And what the Aztecs believed was that anytime you consumed an agave-based spirit, one of the 400 rabbits would manifest itself in your personality. So it was like, hey lady, why'd you just throw that drink in my face? That wasn't me, that was Randy Rabbit. Or, I'll bark at the moon all I like, neighbor. That's Howling Wolf Rabbit coming out in me. Or, no officer, that wasn't me doing 93 in a 25-mile-an-hour zone, that was Leadfoot Rabbit. It wasn't you, it was the rabbit manifesting itself in your personality. So you blamed it on one of the 400. So let this stand as a cautionary tale to consume these spirits reasonably and responsibly. And otherwise you'll end up on the wrong side of the 400 conejos and probably end up mispronouncing it into the 400 cojones, which is a whole other story.